What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're going to do a unboxing, but it's a vintage tackle box I just got at a thrift store, market kind of place. I'll tell you about it right now. So this channel is all about bass fishing tackle and trends and the latest and greatest, but every once in a while I find some old school stuff, bring it out. I'm a huge fan of old fishing tackle, especially old bass fishing tackle. So I got this old tackle box for 30 bucks. I'm going to show you exactly what's in it. Really cool stuff. Take you back in time. I personally don't know a lot of these baits. They're kind of before my time, but some of them I know about. But I always like to know if you know about any of these baits. If I have any really good ones in here, you know, stuff that you used to use back in the day, your dad, your grandpa, whatever it is, let me know. We're gonna go over these right now, but I like to know the history of some of these baits. A lot of them are from Heddon. You know, that's a pretty well-known name, but we're gonna go through all of them. So the first thing is, this is a really cool tackle box. I mean, just that alone caught my attention. It is hardcore metal. It looks like a toolbox. It's from Sport King. That's what it says on it. So really cool. We're gonna open it up. All right, it's kind of hard to open it, but there you go. Let's see. Take a look inside of it. Got all kinds of goodies in here. So we got this guy right here. Got a kind of an open mouth on it. I think this is a rabble rouser. I know what that is. Next one. This is a Heddon River Runt Spook Floater. It's kind of like a crankbait, wake bait deal. Obviously Heddon's a big name. An old hula popper. You know, this used to have those rubber legs on it, but they are long gone. This one's seen better days for sure. There we go. Storm for sure. That is a thin fisher, I believe. Crazy color. This one's actually in really good condition. Now, this is one I wasn't sure about. I'm pretty sure this is a Big O or a Bagley's, but I'm not really sure. It also looks like it's been repainted. So let me know what you think about this. But this is kind of like the original balsa square bill right here. This thing is a big bait. This is like a 2.0 or 3.0, you know, if you compare it to a Strike King. So big old bait, balsa. Yeah, let me know on this one in particular. It doesn't have any markings on it. Okay, got some more. I got another hula popper with some fur on the back of it, some hair. This is a Heddon midget. Another little crankbait, wake bait thing. I'm just getting started. There's so much cool stuff in here. There's a flatfish. It's an old school one. An old Little George. This one I'm not really sure about either. It's a Pico bait. So it's like a top water that goes on its side. It's like a prop bait, but the hook's on the side. So I guess it kind of goes side to side. I don't really know. It looks like an injured fish maybe. Got the Heddon Chugger Spook. Kind of one of the first poppers. I mean, besides like the hula popper, but a different style. This thing will still catch them for sure. The Heddon Tiny Lucky 13. Missing a hook, but again, little popping bait. This one is really intriguing too. This is another Heddon. It says deep something on it, but it's a crankbait with a metal bill. You know, besides the plastic, I'm sure it has tons of vibration. Just a little crankbait. Pretty cool. Getting into some crazy ones now, like this guy. This is like the mud bug or something like that. I'm not really sure what this does. I know it's a crankbait, but I don't know who makes it. I'm gonna have to do some research on that one. But it's got the spinner, crankbait bill. Pretty wild. We got some more Heddon. This is a tiny torpedo. I know they still make those. It looks like missing one of the props on the blade on the back, but yeah, these are still around. I've caught fish on these before. Got a bunch of old rusty hooks and little spoon things. Oh yeah, this is the Heddon Supersonic. I know what these are. They're like kind of like the first lipless in a way. They got that big fin on the back. So crazy stuff. A lot of rusty hooks in here. This is cool too. This is the old packaging for Lures Unlimited. They had, you know, they staple them all on there. You know that if you remember that. And then these are like little buzz baits down here. They're really seen better days. They're kind of melted together there. Keeper for your hooks, for your snelled hooks. Some old wire, you know, kind of like wire leader stuff. This is some line on this metal spool. It says Webster Chicago. Some Shakespeare. This looks like some braided line. It says a fine fishing line right there. That's awesome. Like I said, a bunch of hooks. Gotta be careful in this thing. Here's another one of those buzz baits from that Lures Unlimited. This person must have saltwater fished a bunch too. This is the bigger shad jig rig, or bigger jig shad rig. It says crappie, bass, speckled perch, trout, a little bit of everything. It's like a double, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, there's two, it's like a pre-rigged double bait on there. It's got these hooks in here. This is like a jug rig or something. There's hooks hanging all over this thing. I don't really know. So yeah, pretty cool to see some of this old stuff. I always buy this stuff if I find it, especially if it's 30 bucks. I thought that was a fair price for all this stuff. You never know what you're gonna find. Sometimes you find really good stuff. If I find something that's really valuable, I'll put it on eBay, but really I'm just probably gonna collect all this stuff. And I got plenty of tackle already, but it's nice to have some old school stuff to look back on. Just kind of step back in time, see the beginnings of different lures, see what inspired new lures. So this is pretty unique. I think I'm gonna fish a couple of these too. I mean, this thing, it's wild. This rabble rouser, whatever it's called. The Heddon Chugger Spook, to name a few. Intrigued with this guy. This Pico Splasher, whatever it's called, side. It says Pico side something on it. But yeah, for all this stuff, let me know what I have. I mean, is there anything good in here? Anything that brings back memories for you? Let me know. I'm always curious about the history of these baits. But if you find stuff like this at thrift stores or any markets or anything like that, buy them. It's really cool because you could find it if you keep an eye out. I do it all the time. I've found some really cool stuff doing this, just paying attention, looking at those stores, and you can find some really good deals. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this look back in time at some old school stuff.